Hello again. I wanted to talk briefly about my current research into some local history. I'm looking at how the Anglican Church in the Winchester, Virginia area contributed to the community's history and culture, starting in the colonial era and going till today. Now, right off the bat, we can see the positive influence of Anglicanism on the area because the founder of Winchester, James Wood, himself was an Anglican, as well as a member of the church vestry. A vestry is like a parish governing council, so he was a leader in the church. During the colonial era, the Anglican Church was central to the community. Since Anglicanism was the established Church of Virginia, it was central to the lives of all non-dissenting Winchester residents. The church was in charge of maintaining parish boundaries and working with the local government for the maintenance of a well-ordered society. It also was in charge of taking care of the city's poor. For instance, in 1769, the church was caring for about 33 poor people and 7 illegitimate children. And that's quite a bit for a town that was probably a little under 1,000 people at the time. Now, the church played a central role in the community during the Revolutionary War era as well. It served as a meeting place in 1774 for the assembly that drafted the Frederick Resolves, which pledged a boycott against British goods following the closing of Boston Harbor, the British reaction to the events of the Boston Tea Party. Many of its parishioners would become prominent members in the Continental Army. One of these men was the minister himself, a man named Charles Minn Thruston. He was a friend of George Washington as well as his cousin Warner Washington, and he would be commissioned as a colonel in the army and ended up being wounded in New Jersey, leading a charge against Hessian lines. There are even rumors that he and the vestry used church money to purchase muskets to support the patriot cause, which is a touch on the scandalous side. In 1827, the church in Winchester, which was simply known as Frederick Parish, was given its current name, which is Christ Church. The year following is when the current Gothic Revival church that's still in use today was completed. It was the first Gothic structure in Winchester and was designed by the same man who designed the Washington Monument, which is kind of cool. During the Civil War, the church was closed for some time because its minister went off to fight for the Confederacy. It was reopened in 1863, much to the relief of its parishioners, who often found it as the only source of comfort available to them during 4 years of conflict. Winchester saw some of the worst of the Civil War. It would actually change hands 70 times, or 70 plus times, throughout the course of the war. During times of Union occupation, it was attended by both Union and Confederates, much to the chagrin of some of its pro-Southern parishioners. One such parishioner once described Union General Sheridan at a Christmas service as a common-looking vulgarian. She wasn't very happy to see him there. For a time in 1864, following the Battle of Third Winchester, it was the only church that was open, as others were being used as military hospitals. And during this time, it allowed other congregations to come and conduct their services there. In 1866, it was also a place used to hold some war veterans in state and helped lead to some of the healing and reconciliation, at least the beginning of that process of healing and reconciliation between North and South. Into the 20th and 21st centuries, Christ Church would continue to be an important part of the community. It was, whether it's supporting local projects for FDR's work project administration during the Great Depression, or supporting soldiers during the World Wars, or establishing and supporting local charities, or even integrating refugees from communist countries during the Cold War. The church has always been very active in the community. Even during COVID, it maintained many of its charities, especially its outreach to the poor and the homeless. So, as we can see, Anglicanism has played a vital role in Winchester's history and identity, and still continues to play an important role in the community today. And this is just a microcosm of the importance that churches across the country have played in our local, state, as well as our national heritage.